Just 8 days ago, the British Broadcasting Service is saying that there was speculation regarding the Chinese mega embassy in London. Plans for this huge Chinese embassy in London have been approved by the government after years of debate on the security risks. The decision is now final unless successfully challenged in court. The national security is our first concern, says the UK government, adding that intelligence agencies have been involved throughout the process, and the consensus being that the embassy in that area in Mint Court, the Royal Mint Court near the Tower of London, was purchased for £255 million in 2018. And the speculation for the security agencies, they say that this entire foundation, this entire building may be used for espionage services for China. So that was 8 days ago on January 20th. And 8 days later, the Prime Minister of that country is visiting China with all the business leaders and etc. So I want to understand, even that mega embassy in London was questioned whether it was used for espionage or not, and that of course creates rifts between the two sides. But the world is moving in a pattern that explains that we must have alternatives ready. I want to ask about the UK-China friendship from you, as I know that you have been well versed with the UK traditions as well.
Thank you so much for the questions. The espionage case, I think China is very much, monitoring the activities of some Chinese nationalists are also staying in UK at the moment. You know, the Iranian, lots of Iranian foreigners living in different countries of Europe, America, and other countries, and Iran international medias, Iran international news, they are continuously provocating lies against the Iranian regimes back in Iran. So this kind of activities actually questioning Iranian sovereignty. At the same time, some of the Chinese foreign nationals who are staying in the Western world, they also have some sort of some reservation against the current CCP, Chinese Communist Party political leadership. So I have seen several times that they are protesting against different parts of the London against the CCP government. So one of the purpose might be to monitor these Chinese nationals who are staying in the Western world and working against China's interest, and also some of the Western politicians who might have been useful for Chinese foreign policy, or China who might be targeted or who might be useful, can be used for Chinese interests. So this might be the purposes. But I want to come down the second question, like the Keir Starmer visit to China. I think Europe now have somehow, due to the Greenland issues, they have came to their sense, I think, because of as long as US attack on Syria, they remain silent. US attack on Libya, they remain silent. The US attack on Iran, they are associated with the USA. But now when US is attacking some part of Greenland, they came to the sense like, okay, yeah, our long-term allies is also our enemy. And that's what Iranian leadership, like Imam Khomeini said several years ago. I'm sorry about viewers or Norman might not agree with me, but when you have a friend like USA, you don't need an enemy. That was the saying Imam Khomeini was said long before 50 years back. So I think that's the big question. US and Donald Trump action is itself against US interest. If I explaining this theory with the literature, with the academic jargon, you have to accept trade is a free flow of goods and mobilities from one part to another. If you follow the comparative advantage theory, I have oil up in something, you have oil up in something. So let's make a drill and we just trade each other. That's the theory, economic theory. But Donald Trump is saying no. If anything you are advantaged of, that is US harming US interests. That does not a trade theory. That actually Donald Trump ego, Donald Trump arbitrary explanation of the international trade and commerce. Now he has lost his credible friendship with Canada. Canada have a very good deal with the China. Right. And now EU also moving towards China. Earlier I have heard that France president also saying that, yeah, we have to be reconsidered our relation with China. We want Chinese investment more in our country, particularly to improve France growth. That is a green signal. And now Keir Starmer, another big player in EU, he is also moving towards China. I think that's a big blow to the Donald Trump vision of the world. I think he's losing all his partner. And when he imposed protectionism for the different countries of the world, there are weaker economies, there are stronger economies. Now when EU Asian BRICS country, they are moving together with China, then Donald Trump is alone in the world. And I think that's going to be happen sooner or later. Donald Trump's policy is actually shrinking U.S. interest globally.
Outstanding observation from Professor Rashed Alam. And of course, on that very day, even his own neighbors may turn against the nation. Of course,